Of course, in the innate immunity, we also have the acute phase response, where microbial products stimulate cytokines to release acute phase proteins. We have what we call acute phase proteins, so proteins that are released immediately after an invasion. These proteins are important because they neutralize the invaders, like the C-reactive protein, the mannose binding lectin. We've seen what the mannose binding lectin does, the serum amyloid protein, all from the liver. All these are triggered, of course, during the innate immune response, and they're able, of course, to neutralize any invasion. So, of course, they enhance the resistance of the body against any foreign invader. I also talked about we talked about a cell that is, we already talked about two cells that play a key role in the innate immune response, the macrophages and the neutrophils. And we say that those are phagocytic cells. So the third type of cell, the CD56, the natural killer cells, also play a key role in the innate immune system. And these ones target that are viral as well as tumor cells. So natural killer cells, they possess activating receptors, and they also avoid killing normal cells. And how they do this? They do that by generating Granzyme B and perforins. So they're also able to perforate cells. They perforate cells, and once they perforate cells, those cells undergo lysis. That is how natural killer cells do. So in total, the cells of the innate immune system, we can say, are neutrophils, macrophages, as well as the natural killer cells. And these ones mainly target tumor cells and cells that have been infected by a virus. And also, these are intracellular pathogens. Of course, you know, tumors, we can classify tumor being intracellular, of course, because it interferes. Or fine, the cell becomes large and all that, but would classify it as being intracellular. Viruses, most of the viruses have to get into the cells, so they are intracellular. And the only way to kill such a cell is either it is phagocytosed or it is perforated. So natural killer cells are able to perforate cells. They behave like CD8 cells. We look at CD8 cells in a moment, and we'll see the killing mechanism of natural killer cells, or the CD56, is more or less the same as CD8, the T cells that we refer to as CD8. And to believe you are familiar with this. So natural killer cells are also they are lymphocytes. They are lymphocytes. But yeah, the neutrophils and macrophages, of course, they are granulocytes. Natural killer cells are. So they are from different pathways, and as far as hematopoiesis is concerned, but they perform the same role. So this, we've seen the macrophages and the neutrophils are from this pathway. The natural killer cells are the same pathway of T and B cells. Yeah, so, but ultimately, natural killer cells are important cells in the innate immune system, while these two cells are important in the adaptive immune system. Okay, so that then brings us to the end of the innate immune system, brings us to the end of the innate immunity, or innate immunity in general. Probably then it ushers in the adaptive immunity.